world filled with self-driving cars, 15 genders, and an endless supply of Twinkies. You have made a flawed mistake and have decided to listen to these two irresponsible degenerates. Don't blame me, you have been warned.
All right, can you hear me now, Carrie? Can you hear me talking? Can you also hear like the ambient noises of people out there talking? Because all I hear is TLC. Ah. All right, everybody. Don't know what happened there with the audio, but um, let's see. Turn that off. So maybe transition. All right, everybody. Like I tried saying earlier, I had no audio. Uh, we are here at Bowlero Bartlett in Bartlett, Tennessee. Quis is running his Troublemakers doubles. Uh, we'll get started here a little bit later than I thought, or that he was anticipating, rather. All right, everybody. There he goes. On your monitor, put in your numbers manually for your next banks. AB on one side, PD on the other. Your recap sheets are already coming around. The light signs are going to be on your recap sheets. Going to be moving after each game. Check your recap sheet to see exactly how you're moving. After you put in AD on one side, CD on the other side, hit OK and start your range for attendance and practice. They're going to start practice here in a little bit. Let's see. Here. We'll go here. I'll do my best to make sure I get lane talk up there so that we can see scores. I don't have it quite like Mike Flanagan at this point, where I could have the second camera up there getting the scoreboard, but hopefully we'll be okay. believe on the, I believe on his roster, Quis has. How many did he have? That's in singles, so I'm going to cheat here since he doesn't have the results up. Because I'm good like that. He has a total of 20. Delete row. He's got 26 teams as of right now. I guess that would make sense. That's why he's got the last. He got 26 teams as of right now. So we're not going to use the end pair from the looks of it, which is cool. You've got the usual suspects. You've got the Hardigans. This is handicap, so it's a little bit different than the normal doubles tournament that Quis does here. But we do have Lucas and Tim Hardigan. We do have Michael House, Brian Kirkendall, Donnie Wilson, Chad Pitcock, Jamal Oliver, Richie Tharp, and John Johnson made the trip over here from Jonesboro. You've got Mike Williams and Carl Williams, as always. We have Mr. Jason Robinson from Kennett, Missouri, along with Chase Brandon from Kennett, Missouri, who ran a 10-gamer Friday night. I was ill-advised and went and bowled it, or attempted to, and that was just miserable. The event was not miserable. Me bowling was miserable. The event ran, other than the tornado warning, it went very smoothly. So right now they're in practice. They have a minute 30 left in practice. Let me see if I can't move up and see if we can probably get scores off the scoring, off those monitors. I'm imagining you can actually read that. I'll have to move that up. I'll have to zoom out a little here. I was going to try to do the split screen, but I'm not having very much success with that right now. So, no split screen. Got Michael Daly, who bowls as much Memphis stuff as he possibly can. Chad Pitcock. Cliff Edwards from Arkansas came over. James Anthony is bowling with. James Anthony's supposed to be bowling with Michael. I didn't see James Anthony this morning. Oh, wait. I think there he is. Yeah, I'm going to go move the camera that's down on 19 and 20. I'm going to move it out a little. Yeah, there's James Anthony. Not exactly why. Know why the booth camera is Oh, slow and choppy. Shouldn't be. It's a webcam. Anyway, y'all aren't seeing that anyhow. Technically, I could fix that, but I'm not gonna. All right, today's format is 5 games. I believe it is just 5 games, winner take all, total pins. I'm gonna verify that here. We're on Facebook. Yes, ma'am. What's your story? Or is that something off camera? Oh. Uh-oh. I'm kind of afraid of this one. Small world story. So yes, format is doubles, 5 games total pinfall, including handicap will determine the winner. It is 80% of 220, or the highest composite average over the last 2 years. Uh, so that is what Quis is running here. As soon as he has the, I'll put up in the chat. Okay, I don't know too many Californians that bowl. Wow. When was the last time y'all had talked? Since you've been friends since you were 11, when was the last time you've talked? Prior to yesterday, her texting you and saying that. Where the women's is up in Clarksville. Oh wow, that's pretty funny. Well, that's cool. What's funny is every time we go to Junior Gold, um, Kristen or Brooklyn always laugh because we run into somebody I know. Surprisingly enough, Chattanooga is actually got a really decent uh, bowling community. Hickson, uh, Chattanooga area has a really, and Knoxville has a really good bowling community. Uh, Kenny has told me about it. So they have an actual live um, draft league. Go figure that one. I'll be right back. Again, we are broadcasting from. All right. Let's see. Got Wood approaches. They're going to what looks like the HPLC or the not HPLC. Good lord. Uh, oh, that gutter is terrible. Foul line. Where is it? Is it the tournament in Clarksville? Because that can't be Clarksville. Clarksville's actually got a decent center. Um, Pinnacle. That's it. Couldn't think of the name of it for a second. Who you've got in front of you is Lenny Williams. You've got Chad, or not Chad, that's Gavin, mini Chad. You got Chad Pickhock. You got Cliff Randolph on the right lane, right pair. You've got Jamal Oliver. I'll zoom out a little here. I don't know who that gentleman is that's bowling with. I'm guessing he's bowling with Jamal. I'm going to go zoom that out. I got to look at. Okay, an hour from Chattanooga. Okay. I'm going to look that up. I can look that up. But, anything that's run by some sort of association in the state of Tennessee, there's always a questionable bit of. There's a bit of question involved, as we've unfortunately found out. Cole Daly, I'm assuming, is bowling with Cliff. And then they got Nick Agnew bowling with, I'm assuming who's Nick bowling with? Is Nick bowling with, Nick is, I'm guessing, is bowling with Gavin. Nick Agnew, let's see, 68, there's Gavin Robinson. 68, yeah. Nick in, yeah, I mean, that, I hate that, especially in our experience, that's the problem we have with associations, at least in our area. I have a lot of friends that are on the board, and I really can't speak for them, and I'm not speaking against them, but it does appear as if certain people probably need to be replaced that look out for tournaments and stuff because there's too many questionable things that happen with associations. Not questionable stuff that happens. It just could be better. Let's just put it that way. Could be run better. And certainly, I've heard the story across the U.S., not just local or state, or even in the area, talking about Mid-South, talking about Arkansas. A lot of associations have the same issue. And I guess it's because people like, your husband, myself, Carl, Brian, we like bowling tournaments, and we like particular types of tournaments. And association looks to make money for the association so that they can do stuff for more than just people like us. And associations should not really focus on people like us because we're going to bowl stuff anyway. But, okay, talking about the sanction, who really sanctions lanes anymore? When was the last time you saw anybody checking gutters? When was the last time you saw anybody checking a shot? I mean, first time I shot 300, they came and checked the lanes. So they don't do that anymore. Maybe it's because they have too many 300 shot, as opposed to like when I shot my first 300. But you know, let me go check. I'm gonna go check the other camera because it keeps going in and out, and obviously I want to go to all the cameras. I have 2 cameras up right now, so I'll be right back. I'll have the second camera up here in a minute. Guess I should change the game one. Why is this going in now? So when I mute the mic, Carrie, you hear bowling just fine? I'm sorry, Alex. I was playing around with the audio coming from the camera, and I was messing around with the one camera down lane that I just put up on the screen now, and I was having a problem with the reception. So my bad, Alex. Um, I'm dealing with growing pains still. Uh, Actually, we are in game 2, so there's more growing pains. I'm just playing with stuff, which is the whole reason why I'm doing this to begin with. I have remote cameras, and I have the little transponders, and I was the transponder that was on the camera that's down on lanes 19 and 20, or 21 and 22, 23 and 24. It kept going in and out, and I couldn't show the feed, so I was swapping out with another transponder I had, and so I had muted the headphones, but I thought I was still getting audio from the camera that's on 9 and 10, but evidently I didn't. So again, I don't do it enough. I would like to do this more. I gotta figure out why I wasn't getting consistent feed. So let's see if he's got scores after. So here's the leaderboard as of right now. You've got Gavin Robinson and Nick Agnew at 498. Richie Tharp and Dietrich 457. You got Tyler Smith and Matthew Smith 451. Lenny Winters, Chad Pickock, you've got 440. Chase Branham and Jason Robinson 436. And then you got Ben Brady and Derek Kelly with 433. He's paying the top six. You've got 5 teams that are 8 out of the cut. And again, it's just top 5 or the 5 scores total pins. So good, Alex. Thank you, sir. Like I said, I'm still playing with it. My in-booth camera was real sketchy, so that's why I'm not doing anything in the booth. So again, not a bad turnout, in my opinion. 24 teams, 48 bowlers for a handicap tournament. It's not terrible considering you've got I don't know, about 6 teams that are traveling. You got so you got Cliff Edwards traveling. One. You got Jason Robinson, that's 2. Richie Tharp, half of him. Dietrich is here, so that's 3. I guess 3. I don't know. John Johnson, there's 4. So there's at least 4 teams that traveled to make it here. The background's a bit slow. What do you mean by that? Like the camera is slow sometimes? Oh, low. Oh, okay. But yeah, I gotta figure out with the camera. I guess I could. Let's see. Tell me if this makes any difference. The camera, not me, but the camera. The camera noise is a little bit louder. I turn the gain up on it a little. I don't want to get too much of it because sometimes it's overpowering, but it's also the camera's behind. I moved the camera that's on the low end. I moved it by the lockers here at Bartlett, so it's zoomed in. So on the camera you see right now, on 9 and 10, we've got Tyler Smith, Matt Smith. Not familiar with the 2 gentlemen that are on the left pair. Then you got Matthew Wing, Sr., apparently his son bowling. Then you've got Lucas Hartigan and Tim Hartigan. Then we go into the high end. We've got Donnie Wilson with Rob Sanchez, I believe that is, with Cliff. Then you got Jason Robinson bowling with Chase, because they always bowl together. Chase Branham from Kennett, Missouri. I gotta move that camera a little bit more to the right. So, individuals, hey, here's a shocker. Carl Williams with a 266. Gavin 45, Agnew 45. There are 20 people that are 200 and up. Out of 48 that are 200 plus, and this is the condition that he's using to play with. He wanted to try this out. Him being Quis. Yeah, Bill Selden. He's bowling with Jonathan Holloman. So I'm gonna move that camera. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, I moved the camera on 1 and 2, or on 21, 22, 23, and 24. That should look a little better. Guess I can zoom in on that a little bit as well. People finishing up on game 2. So I don't have audio coming through on that camera. I guess I should. I wasn't intending on it, but I didn't have camera audio coming through the high end. I only had the audio because sometimes it was conflicting when I would split, and I'm not doing a split screen today. So I guess actually I can turn the audio on that camera. You know what? I think I will. I think I will turn the audio down there. All right, so I've talked about it once or twice. Matthew Wing Sr. there. He's finishing up on 11. I knew Matthew when he was probably about 4'6". Um, that kid was absolutely killer. Um, I mean, he was a maniac. He was just as good at 12 as 20-year-olds were. I mean, the kid was unbelievable. Then he went through a growing spurt and literally doubled his height. I hadn't seen him in years because obviously I had left Memphis. So, but no, it was funny to see him out of nowhere all of a sudden. Because I don't bowl at Bartlett that often, so I didn't see him that much. Still kills it though. Yeah, Chase Branham right there, finishing up his second game. Some of the second game scores are coming in now. There's Donnie Wilson finishing up the 10th frame. 220. He sheeted. Now he got his partner coming up. Or are they going across? No. C and D is a partner, and A and B is a partner. Yeah, Brian Kirkendall coming up. I'm going to end up getting audio on the cameras down there after this, after they finish their 10th frame. So do me a favor, if you're watching and you've never liked or subscribed, please go ahead and do a like or unlike if you don't like it, and then hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. We're hopefully going to be doing more tournaments here. Hopefully I'll be running more tournaments as well. Just with the draft league going on, in case you don't know what that is, we have a draft league that we run mostly out of Memphis, but we do have a handful of bowlers from, one bowler from Nashville, 3 bowlers from Quis actually is one of them, from Little Rock area, or at least Arkansas, and then we've got 2 bowlers, one being Mr. Michael Holloman, and from down south Louisiana. So we've even had the famous AJ Rice sub in the league, which is pretty cool. We currently have 14 teams. Michael probably can't spare. We have 14 teams, 74 bowlers. Is 70? 70 bowlers. So not bad. First place pays $3,000 for the team. So it's up of $100 entry. You're getting paid $600. So that's not too terrible for something fun. So, all right, they're finishing up game 2. Let me see if they have all the scores in yet. No, they got half of them. I'm going to go ahead and change. And I'm going to go add audio from down there. So I'll be right back. Not like leaving and all of a sudden coming back and there's food sitting there for you. I didn't order any food. All right. Are all the second game scores in? Almost. Almost all the second game scores are in. So I was sitting there trying to get the audio. Let me get the audio for... Still got 4 teams out, so I'm not going to post any of the scores yet. I don't know why I can't get audio out of the second cameras. We're going to stay on this camera for a second. 9-10, you've got Carl Williams with his dad, Mike Williams. I'm not familiar with the lady bowling pair with him. You got Yule Smith. Who's Yule bowling with? Oh, Yule is bowling with Sulu, who now has the front 4, which means I just black clouded him. Not black flag, but black cloud. Maybe I did just get it. Okay, well, we'll see. Now, who is that bowling with? Connell. Who's that bowling with Jason Connell? Jason Connell is bowling with Roberto Gutierrez. Now, if I'm not mistaken, man, that smells good. That's the kid that bowled. He might be from Kennett, Missouri as well. The kid bowling on the same pair with Carl Williams and Mike Williams. He was at the, they look familiar. They were at the 10 gamer. Yeah. I don't know if that's where they're from, but they, the boy bowling. What were they named? I'm going to go with Benedict Donald and Shelly Donald. Should be able to see results from Kennett, Missouri. Yeah, we bowled, like I said, we bowled a 10 gamer down in Kennett, which was brutal. I bowled terrible. And Jason Robinson ended up winning, or excuse me, finishing second. Rory Smith, with quite a bit of handicap, took first. Clay Hargrove, which means you'll see a video out on that shortly. Who is Bobby Moran? Is that it? Bobby Moran and Lillian. I'm not gonna mess up her last name. They are from. They bowled the 10 gamer as well. Which I am not telling anybody not to bowl that, but if you're over 45, I would tell you to think twice about doing that. Especially when it starts at 10:30 at night. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try and put. Nah, I wasn't looking, Mike. All right, so now we got on the high end, we got Jamal Oliver. I don't like that. It's a little sketchy. Yeah, Jamal Oliver bowling with. Who's Jamal bowling with? Not going to jack up that gentleman's first name, but his last name is Thomas. And then you've got Cole Daly bowling with Cliff Randolph. On the pair to the right, oh, I know that gentleman, but I can't think of his damn name. Derek Kelly is bowling with. Who is Derek Kelly bowling with? Derek Kelly. Oh, Ben Brady. Okay. Duh. And then the gentleman that's bowling leadoff that you just saw there on 23, he just told me that this is his first tournament. So, I don't know how that's working out for him. We should be in. Game 3. Sulu just finished off 8th. So he's got the front 8. I will stick with him until so I should have audio now on the low end. Or excuse me, on the high end. Where Ben Brady is up right now. Cut back to Sulu bowling because, well, Sulu now has the front 9. So, Alex, are you still watching? You can have one. Anybody down here doing anything? Matter of fact, no one down here is doing a daggum thing. That's terrible. Carrie, are you still watching? According to Michael House, the skip is skip to go to the 3rd. Hey, moves out of spares. Can you hear more of the bowling now than you did earlier? As far as, like, if I mute the mic, you still see, oh, sweet. Hold on. I'm going to go back here. Mike is on the left, finishing up the 10th frame. He'll go out. He'll spare sheet for 209. And Sulu's got the front 9. Mike spares, which didn't expect anything less. Sulu for the first one. That was a really terrible 4-pin there. Okay. There goes Sulu. Oh, he left a 7-pin. I was just wondering, Alex, I was about the. You said the bowling noise, the background noise was low. I was just wondering if when I mute the mic, if you hear anything in the background. That's fine. Just want to double check, that's all. Alrighty, so I black clouded Sulu. He shot 288. Alright, that's cool, Alex. Thank you, though. Alright, thank you, sir. Alright, let me see if all the second game scores should be in them. They are all in the second game. Alright, so here are the second game scores. After 2 games, we've got Gavin Robertson and Nick Agnew leading. We've got John Johnson, Richie Tharp, Dietrich, Lillian and Bobby. We got Benedict and Shelly Donald and Charles and George Graham. I'm not going to butcher Charles's name. Just out of the cut by 1, we have Donnie Wilson and Brian Kirkendall. We got Mike Williams and Carl Williams. 9 out. Yul Brunner and Paul. That does not include that'll change obviously with Paul shooting or Sulu shooting what he shot. I don't remember what his partner Yul had, but away. We'll be right back, people. Good morning, Mr. Aaron Holloman. They're finishing up, like I said, they're finishing up right here in front of you, game 3. No, I'm not bowling today. I went and bowled the 10 gamer in Kennett, as I've said a couple times, and at our age, my age especially, that's probably not a wise choice. And then my stepdaughter had not orientation, but a college visit at ASU. So I actually stopped after I think game 6 or game 5. Went back to a hotel and took a nap before I drove to Jonesboro for the college visit. And then actually drilled up the Hammer special effect last night and told Quis I was going to stream this. I have a bad luck with doubles partners. I don't always bowl great. Obviously, we all know this. But I never have a doubles partner bowl worth a damn. So, yeah, the weather was terrible. So we started bowling at 10:30. And at 12:45, we took about a 45-minute pause because the tornado was literally down the street from the bowling center. So, you know, I'm already starting at 10:30 at night. We're in the game. Let's see, we started there. We were in the middle of game 3, which is on. We were on 1 and 2, which was terrible in Kennett. If you ever bowl in Kennett, do your best to never bowl lanes 1 and 2 because they're horrible. So they pause it in the middle of the game, and because of the tornado warning, the sirens are going off. I mean, Kennett Police Department, they were flying by the bowling center. There was like 10 squads, literally one after another. They paused for about 45 minutes. And, you know, I'm already tired, been up all day. They've been bowling 3 games on approaches that were slick as ice. They were terrible. I could have bowled in tennis shoes and still slid. Not that I'm not knocking the bowling center at all. It wasn't that at all. It's just not something I'm accustomed to. The event was run by Nick Branham, and he did a great job as far as I'm concerned. It just was not the best thing for me to do. Especially after having been worked like a Hebrew slave by Michael Brownlee building a shed, or helping him build a shed 2 days before. My body was killing me. So, anyway, I ended up leaving after game 5, I think it was. I was beat. My body was killing me. There's so many pauses. They didn't get done till 8:30 in the morning. So, sure, 17-9 counts by your cousin there, Aaron. Question is, how many of them did he spare? All right, so Jamal's finishing up his version of bowling. Cole Daly, unfortunately, not having a good outing. So they're flying along here. We got a third of the scores for third game in, excuse me. Again, I thought Nick did a great job running it. It was on their house shot, which, I don't know if you saw my post. I started the night with a Wolverine Dark Moss. Just terrible. What? Nah, I have really bad choice in doubles partners. So, you know, I don't always bowl great, but it seems like when I do, my doubles partner bowls the equal amount in the opposite direction. Not that Lucas bowled bad. You know, Lucas could have bowled worse, and I would have made no money in St. Louis. But yeah, I don't get lucky with doubles partners. I don't. I'm not blessed to have a Brian Kirkendall or a Donnie Wilson as my doubles partner. Nah, that's not. Sure, okay. Pontoon boat. Oh, I'm sorry. This is actually not their house shot, and it is Quis' shot. So he wanted to run something to try in. He wanted to see a different look for Nightmare Doubles. I'm not 100% positive I'm supposed to say that, but I said it. So this is the Nightmare Double shot. So talk with Carl. Of course, he's right-handed, so that might not help you. Talk to Brian and Donnie. This is true. Well, see, Kenneth wasn't a doubles. I was referring to this tournament. No. I don't always pick a bad doubles partner in Kennett, Missouri. This is true. You might, but I don't. Yeah, that 10 gamer was on their house shot in Kennett. And put it this way, game one, I had a good shot with my level. If that tells you anything. Game five, I could have been one kid was actually throwing a spare ball legitimately, not just joking around. He shot like 2-teen with a spare ball. Game five, they were so dry. So this was not as an enjoyable trip to Kennett for me. Again, not because of the center, because of me. All right, I'm going to wait till they update Mike Williams and Carl Williams' score because they should be up there. Well, I appreciate that, Kenny. I do the same. Now, my history of doubles partners in this building is not that good. So, alrighty, game three is in. So, scores we have. No, I got both of them. That's one. This one's here. The other one is down there on 21 and 22. So. So there's your scoreboard. You got Yulin Sulu. Of course, Sulu just shot 288. So they're 5 pins up on over Tyler Smith and Matthew Smith. Show of hands of a shock there. You got Gavin Robinson and Nick Agnew. Gavin and Nick have been in the top of the leaderboard all day. You got Richie Tharp and Dietrich, again, been at the top of the leaderboard all day. You got George and Charles, Chad Pitcock, and Lenny Winters. Lenny Winters in this building is pretty much money. So, you know. Yes, Michael House showed up. So there's, like I said, there's 24 teams here, which again, not terrible for considering you've got the state going on. You have Southern that just started, or state just finished, I'm sorry. Southern. There's something else going on this weekend. Entries at Kennett, Missouri for the 10 gamer starting at 10:30 was like 44, which isn't terrible for that house. And out of that, like 4 of them were out of towners. So yeah, there's 24 here, but at least 4 are out of town. Richie Tharp, which, you know, Jonesboro, that is out of town. You've got Bobby Morin. I'm not going to say moron. Moron. And Lillian, they're from out of town. Cliff Edwards, Rob Sanchez. We've got John Johnson, Zach Pope. I know the name. He's bowled a couple of our events, but yeah, Chase and Jason Robinson. They're from Kennett, Missouri. Unfortunately, and then you got Bill Selden. He's actually not out of town anymore. He's local. He just got back from his honeymoon. Yeah, there's been a couple that couple tournaments with some terrible flyers and whatnot. So anyway, that is your leaderboard and leading individuals. Let's see if we can take a guess. Who is leading individuals? So the usual suspects are at least near the top for the individuals. You've got Tyler Smith, not necessarily not a usual suspect. He's usually a pretty consistent bowler. I don't know Roberto Gutierrez that well. You got Paul Baldy Sulu. Obviously, Sulu from back in the day can bowl. Obviously, he shot 288 this game. Carl with a terrible 193 the last game. It dropped him down. You got Lenny Winters again. He is money in this building. You got Gavin Robertson, who unpredictable in this building at times. You got Donnie, who is just a freaking monster right now in the last several months. I'd like to know what his average is for the year. He's got to be somewhere around 245. Of course, then you got Tim Hardigan. Where is Lucas? Lucas did have a unusual night last night for work, so he's only at 6:30 after 2, or after 3 rather. So, all right, there is your leaderboard for singles. Who is at the other end? The other end we have, speaking of the Hardigans, we have Tim and Lucas down there. You've got Pidcock. So they bowled on the other camera when they were down here at the other end. So I'm going to adjust the high end. You tell me what the number 1 week bowled. Well, I don't have all of a team. I don't have a full team of scores, and I don't have my laptop with me, so I actually can't answer that question. But you know, for those again who don't know, we have a draft league we run out of Memphis that has people from Little Rock area, Nashville. Now we have Hickson, all the way down to Louisiana. So we have a total of 70 bowlers, 14 teams of 5 bowlers. We bowled 20 weeks. Well, actually, we bowled 19. We had the snow week that we ended up canceling. We are now in the 3rd week of playoffs, down to 4 teams. So So again, it was a learning experience. So there's a couple things we're going to do differently if we do this next year that are make it fair. I am all about making things as fair as humanly possible. I'm about making things as fair as humanly possible and obviously transparent as humanly possible. Read my flyer all you want. It's not gonna be exactly what you read. So we're going to change a couple things up for next year. Probably going to shorten it and or start maybe a week or 2 sooner so we don't have the same problem we have with Bowlero this year. Not that Bowlero did anything wrong. It's just the fact that that league ended Even though I asked everybody a gazillion times, hey, does this schedule match everybody? And no one spoke up until after Christmas. Johnny Wilson brought it to my attention. So I kind of just let it play out. And ironically enough, and in all fairness, all the teams, all 4 teams, have a bowler that is from Bowlero on Monday night. So every team is affected. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go play around with the camera. Riley just finished off with a nice 269. I don't like that. First place is 810. Second is 500. Third is 450. Fourth is 350. Fifth is 325. And sixth is $300. Hello, Mr. Aaron Martin. I hope you are having a fabulous Sunday as well, sir. Thank you for tuning in. Currently up on the screen, we've got Chase Branham. He's one of the individuals that his dad runs the bowling center down in Kennett, Missouri, or up in Kennett, Missouri. You got Jason Robinson, who finally took some money from me this weekend, because Lord knows he's lost every time he's crossed a bridge to me. So I'm sure it felt good for his ego. Then we have Bill Selden, who just moved here from Hot Springs. And like I commented earlier, just came back from his honeymoon, and his wife went to Jamaica. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend the wedding because I had COVID. So it doesn't bode well for being around others. We are now in game 4. Let's see who. We have a couple that are finishing game 4. We had some that just finished game 3, though. I just received unfortunate bad news for those who knew him. And yes, I did use the word knew as in past tense. Just was informed that Mr. Russ Wheeler passed away. I don't know all the details yet. But my sister was a roommate, or lived near him, a neighbor of him. And one of their former roommates just called her and told her that he passed away. So sad news. Good guy. Nice guy. I'll say that. He's a nice guy. Everybody knew Russ, and everybody knew exactly what he was going to do. Every time the times he would shoot an honor score, he was going to walk down the bowling center and slap every ball return after throwing it. Of course, it took him an hour and a half to bowl a game, so he typically fell asleep. He was a very talented musician. I've seen him out a couple of times. A hell of a harmonica player. That's an instrument I'll never understand. But yeah, it's very sad. Very sad. Okay, are you talking to me or Aaron Martin? I'll be posting the video of me drilling the brand new special effect here shortly. Made a video last night. I was having a problem editing it. And I'll be making a video of me going to the center tonight, throwing it a couple pitches. I'm going to take the tour effect and the special effect so I can see the difference between the two. Aaron, in a tournament in the world, I'd say no to bowling with you in. I don't know who I was talking to the other day, talking about tournaments that I'm starting to go bowl now because I have the ability because my kids are older. And I was like, you know, then you got people like Aaron who, yeah, you got one coming out of high school and you got another one still in the middle of school, so it's very difficult to go bowl stuff because obviously you want to be there for everything your kids are doing. You know, I was in with swimming, and then of course my youngest with bowling. But yeah, there's nothing I wouldn't go out of town or in town and bowl with you in. Are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure Kenny would 100% agree with me on that one. So, we have some of Game 4 coming in. See, and I understand that. Not only do I respect that, but I understand that. There was a lot of stuff I wanted to bowl when Junior was in high school, and he was swimming, and he swam all over. You know, we went from St. Louis down to Huntsville, over to Knoxville, Huntsville, I already said. So I mean, and I loved it. Yeah, of course I wanted to bowl, but it wasn't my priority at the time. So yeah, you ain't gotta say a word to me about that. I understand that 100%. Because once they're not doing that anymore, you're never gonna get that back. So I'd rather, yeah, I can still bowl. So having missed Brandon swim 2 personal bests while he was in the pool at in Knoxville at UT Knoxville was just it was amazing to me, and I wouldn't. There wasn't a bowling event in the world that would have made me want to miss that. So, but now I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, aside from that, I'll bowl with you in anything. I'm hoping to get on the waiting list for the holiday doubles this year. I had asked Schubert because everybody, you know, is taken, and honestly, I figured Schubert would be bowling that with somebody. I got lucky. He said yes. Must have come on a bad day. No, I know you. I know who you are. Um, they haven't updated Game 4 yet, but you were not next to last. You were sitting in 18th. So, no, the last fourth game is not in there yet. They're paying us sixth. It was $300 for the team. So yeah. I've never bowled it, Aaron. Yeah, there's not a tournament in the world I wouldn't say yes to bowling with you and or Carl. So I don't know who I was talking to. We're talking about like bowling clicks. You know, obviously I don't bowl out here, so I'm not in a. You know, you got the Hardigans and Gavin and all them. I was felt honored when I don't know if it was Donnie or Brian, one of the two, that asked me to go bowl to St. Louis with them for the doubles at Shrewsbury. Justin had asked me last time. The only reason why I did it, not that I wouldn't bowl with Justin. He goes, Pete Weber needs a partner. Well, I mean, I had originally was getting ready to say no because I just wasn't bowling stuff out of town yet. And he says, Pete needs a partner. And I was like, well, yeah. I didn't even hesitate. Granted, I only shot, I think 6-0 with him. I had Mike Zumbach come with. I shot 7-14 with him. I shot terrible with Justin, unfortunately. Then Donnie or Brian, one of the two, I can't remember, asked me to bowl with it. And again, going out of town with one of those guys is just amazing. You know what? I've bowled nationals quite a few times, and I've never bowled nationals with a team that I had a chance of making a dime, except for individual stuff. I've gotten paychecks for individual and all events and singles, and of course, sweep bracket money. But when you get asked by somebody like Carl, you, Brian, Donnie, and you watch streams with Michael Flanagan, and you see somebody goes, oh, Donnie and Brian, they're always getting checks. They know these people, so I mean, obviously they're to get asked by people like that to go bowl something, to me I felt honored, and I was lucky enough that Lucas and I got a check. Granted, it took me shooting 791, and I got to bowl with Rudy Kasamakis. So I mean, I felt honored. So yeah, the opportunity to go bowl stuff like Springfield, Lemon Coin, which I did not get a chance to go bowl. I love that, but again, I'm not in some of those cliques, so I don't get asked normally. And of course, obviously, for years I wasn't bowling it stuff because of kids in school. So obviously, I have a lot more freedoms now. So you know what? He knows Carl. I'm pretty sure he's heard your name. I'd be surprised if he didn't hear your name. Granted, you don't go out of town very often, so yes, I understand that. I find it very hard that he wouldn't have known your name. Well, heck, you bowled Nightmare the one year here, didn't you? I know you bowled on something that Flanagan streamed. I did get to bowl the IB Open once. That was pretty cool. That he ran out of St. Louis. Let's see, what has he got for scores now? A little over half. So. Yeah, I know it's Spock is that we were coming back from Junior Gold, and I was actually watching it as I was driving on my phone. I would have bowled that one as well, even though I don't bowl great in that center. I would have, because it was Josh. I'm off, and you know, I'll support stuff that he runs. I've bowled quite a few of his things. Unfortunately, a lot of his stuff is doubles. And again, historically, I do not usually team up well with others for some reason. Kenny and I have had that conversation about you before. So, uh, even when you don't bowl great, you're always there. You're always, consistent. Even when you're not bowling, 720s and 730s, your bat scores are usually like 640s and 650s, which on certain things is a grind to get through it. So, I mean, you're always relevant no matter where you're at, unless, of course, like you will agree, Jonesboro. Which, again, I don't understand that one. Your shot is always in front of you for the most part. Not always, I guess you could say, but most of the time it's in front of you, and you just do it so well. Again, Matt Wing, I knew Matt when he was younger. I knew Matt before I knew you, actually. I've known Matthew Wing, let's see, since he was about 12. Him and I bowled the, what was that down in Tupelo? They used to run at Rebel Lanes. They run a junior adult. Chris Wall. It was a Chris Wall tournament. Him and I bowled it once. So when he signed up for the Strike Derby, I was like, are you the same Matt? I messaged him. I said, are you the same Matt Wing that used to bowl at Winchester? He was, yeah, I don't know if you remember me. And I'm like, we bowled together. What do you mean I wouldn't remember? I used to drill your equipment. So, I mean, that kid was, when he was a kid, man, he was ridiculously good. Wow, that is funny. Yeah, he used to work with, his dad used to work with DJ Malecki. And that's the reason why I knew him, because he hung around the pro shop at Winchester when I worked there. And like I said, he used to drill his equipment. And the kid was just, fantastic. And his dad was just a good guy, too. His dad is still doing well, according to Max. I asked him not too long ago. I know he used to hang out with Kerry Alexander, I think. So again, those guys are a lot younger than me, so I just knew them from being youth. Of course, obviously I knew Kerry because of his parents and Ace, so. So right in front of us, we have Derek Kelly. We've got Robert Atkins. Who's Robert? We have Richie Tharp. He's from Jonesboro. And again, Richie is bowling with Dietrich, isn't he? Yeah. He's bowling with Dietrich. So far, the benefits coming well. We are one spot shy of, game 4 totals are up. So now, let me change. This to game 5. And game 5 totals up. Transition. There we go. So we had Richie Tharp and Dietrich leading. We got Yul Smith and Sulu in second. Unfortunately, it's about 50 sticks. Then you got John Johnson. He's again out of town from Jonesboro. They're 10 back from there. You got Ben Brady and Derek Kelly, who just came over here swearing they're in second to last place. They're 10 behind them. Then you've got Bobby and Lillian They are 2 back. Then 10 back from that is George and Charles. I do not know them. 1 out of the cut is Brownlee and James Anthony. Tyler Smith and Matthew Smith. 10 back there. That's got to be Taylor. Or Tyler. Most Tyler. You got Cliff Edwards. He's 11 back from cash. 20 back from cash is Jason Robinson and Jace Branham. And 27 back is Carl Williams and Mike Williams. And just under 30 at 29 back, you have Lucas Hardigan and Tim Hardigan. So, handicap playing a little bit. I mean, you've got 1, 2, you get 3 out of the top 5, or 3 out of the top 6. They're not. So 4 out of the top 6 are handicap teams. Then, of course, 1 out is scratch. 10 out is, or this 8th place team is pretty much a handicap team. Then, of course, you've got Cliff. That's a scratch team. The Williams, that's a scratch team. The Hardigans are a scratch team. Kirkendall and Wilson, scratch team. So, oh, all right. Well, that's that. So, Richie Tharp and Dietrich are on the camera. Dietrich with a 9 out. He had an open in the 4th frame. I don't know what it was. I wasn't watching. Leading individuals is Tyler Smith again. He's got a 984. This is scratch scores. He's also leading the handicap. Sulu is in 2nd handicap. Berto Guerrero is in 2nd scratch. Carl Williams is 3rd in scratch. Zach Pope, 4th scratch. And top 5 is Sulu scratch with a tied with a 934, and leading is 984. So the benefits looking good. Like I said, the first squad is got 39 of 40 teams. Second squad is about half full. So I will upcoming. Oh, I might as well mine. So we actually have 2 teams that are in the 2 teams. We have 3 teams that are in the top. Richie Tharp, Derek Kelly. I guess it's 2 teams. So Derek Kelly and Ben Brady on the left on 9 and 10. And then you've got Richie Tharp and Dietrich Stenzel on the right. There goes Richie Tharp up. Who do we have on this pair finishing up? We got Robert Sanchez with Cliff Edwards there towards the top. There's Paul Baldy. So there, hey, we got, matter of fact, the top scores, top teams are all on camera right now. I would split it, but again, I had a difficult time with that. I'm trying a new piece of hardware because I didn't like using the Elgato interface. So I like this. It's just taking me a minute to get used to it. So I can't split screen just yet. I will soon enough. So back to what I was saying about mine. Where? Roster. No. Squads. Got 42 bowlers signed up, so you do the math. 21 teams. That's just over half for the second squad. And the first squad is full. Who registered? Wow. Yeah, we are full on the second squad, so I take that back. Second squad is full for Tommy Martin's benefit. For those that don't know, we are having a benefit at the end of the month, March 30th. It's at Billy Hardwick's. Matter of fact, I will put up. Put it up on the screen here. Ah, that is so weird. So this is the benefit we have coming up for Tommy Martin. It's we're calling it Tommy's Beale Street Doubles benefit. First place is 1,000. It's doubles. Second place is 750. Third is 500. Paying out 1 in 5 based on 80 entries. It is handicapped. You can go to I don't know what happened there, why we dropped, but anyway, we're back. There's the benefit again for Tommy. March 30th for a good cause. Come out, support. They're going to have silent auctions, ball raffles, certain things like that. His family's going to take care of that. I'm just running the tournament. I will be streaming it more than likely as well. I'm intending on it. So, yeah, so come out. We have Richie Tharp has actually already made a donation. Thank you very much, Richie. He's not going to be able to bowl it, so he says, let me see if I can donate. He made a donation. So that's that. So like I said, if you have the opportunity, come out. We appreciate it. I'm sure Tommy's family appreciates it. What? They all eat damn donuts themselves? No, they do not. Little kids ate donuts. The Richie Tharp and I were finishing up game 5. Yeah, Yeah, we don't have but 2 scores for Game 5 in yet. Yes, Aaron Martin, if you are in town, why don't you come out to the benefit? I know a lot of people like to see you, and worst case scenario, you can read the phone book to my girlfriend because she just loves your voice. This is being early afternoon, 1:30. I mean, it's pretty early for a bowling tournament to be done, which is great. It means we everything ran smoothly with no issues. No issues that I was made aware of. There I am in the bottom corner. The video was sketchy earlier for the picture-in-picture. That's the reason why I wasn't on. And of course, no one wants to look at me. Anyway. We have half of the scores are in. So what I'll do is move this over here. We can at least watch the last people bowl. And the scores are upper left-hand corner. Still only have the same amount of people done. And they're done on the other end. That's the only pair not done. The only people bowling still are the ones that you're watching on the stream right now. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was kind of silly. There we go. My bad. Let's see. So the previous leaders are still bowling. Richie Tharp and Dietrich. John Johnson's down first prior to that. Just ahead of, Kirkendall and them shot 5:05 the last game to leapfrog Donnie Sulu. Wow, that's a great game. Matter of fact, that possibly... That's the only 500? That's the only 500 I see. Yeah, they shot the only 500 of the day. Wasn't for that 394, it'd be even more impressive. All right, they're done. They're going to get the last of the scores in. So let's see. All right, so that is not as choppy as it was earlier. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that. So everybody's done to bowling. Go ahead and refresh. Still haven't done these. They're verifying scores. So individual. Does individual pop up when I do that? See at least the top 21. So Carl shot 35. Oh, the fifth game is what killed Tyler. He shot 181 and Carl shot 235, which, he leapfrogged him not by much. Brownlee shot 269, 238, 230 the last, or excuse me, 269, 238 the last two to jump up there. He tied Rob Sanchez. Hardigan shot 268 the last game to sit there and jump up. Roberto shot 196 the last game. Donnie shot 258. So what was it? Donnie shot 258. Kirkendall had a shot 247. So again, that's the reason why they made such a huge jump. Go back to standings here, see if we got any more. Nope. Still the same up. What? They don't have your scores in there yet. You were sitting like third after game 4, but they don't have all the scores in yet, so I can't answer that. Nice guy, but he always does that. Oh, they did have a score in. They fell out. Oh, no, they don't have a scores in yet. I don't know what they shot. So. All right, so like Ed, we're just waiting to see the last scores. So, tournament stuff around the area. So we've got the TBT. They hold a tournament. They've got one coming up next weekend. It's in Lawrenceburg. I'm contemplating bowling. It's on Sunday. I'm not a fan of the bowling center. The gentleman that runs it, though, does a great job. That was the tournament that Jamal and I went to in Huntsville. Again, ran very well. Paid very well. It's an unusual concept. He's got a scratch side and a handicap side. So it went really, which again, I've never bowled a tournament like it. It was actually pretty cool. It wasn't expensive. I can't remember how much it was. I don't think it was more than $100. But it went well as far as I'm concerned. I made money. I paid for everything except for gas, I think. So, let's see what else is going on. At the end of the month, we have the benefit for Tommy. Still haven't uploaded the last 5 scores. So we're just waiting for Quis, and I believe his wife is helping with the scores. Our draft league is finishing up right now. As I've said a couple times, we're in the second to last second to last week of the playoffs. So let me see if I can pull that up. If I've got the bracket. I'm almost positive I put the bracket up. The Wi-Fi at Bowlero is terrible, which is why I'm running off my hotspot. So for those who aren't familiar with the draft league, and like I said, we've got bowlers from all over that bowl in it. No, this was not a regular house pattern for whoever it was that was mumbling in the background. Although it is easy. Quis doesn't put stuff that's out that's hard. He doesn't make it, for lack of a better word, we'll just say fair. I don't think he does much sports shop stuff. So, there's our bracket for the draft league. We are in round 3. We have Jonathan Holloman's team versus Justin Williams' team. Carl Williams' team versus Michael Holloman's team. Again, it's $100 for the season. We have the draft. We're going to do it again this year, sometime in August, if we decide to have it. I'm open to ideas. If anybody has any suggestions, I would love to get this to be bigger. I would love to have this where we have the finals in person. I would love to also have this if we have it regionalized, where we had, like a Nashville bracket, we had a Memphis bracket, we have a St. Louis bracket, sort of like the UBA. Not in person until the finals. I think that'd be kind of cool. We do have, for first place, paying. This is the payout. Tell me a league that you pay $100 to bowl in, where you get a $3,000 for team for first place. That's $600 for a person. So that's even fourth place, you're making money. So, granted, 10 other teams did not, but again, it was also $100. It's for fun, and it gets pretty cool. People, asking about their scores and whatnot, keeping up. So, let's see if he's got scores up yet. And he's got all the scores. So, winning, I should say, barring any scoring issues, was Richie Tharp and Dietrich with 2280. Yeah, John Johnson and Zach Pope, 2228. That last game, that 505 by Donnie Wilson and Brian Kirkendall, it jumped them into third. I don't think they were even in the standings, or excuse me, in the top 5. They were like 1 or 2 out. I think they were like 30 out game 3. So that's a hell of a last game. Again, it was only 500 game that we had for the day, scratch at least. It had Yule Smith and Sulu, the 22-22, 1 pin away from third. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, you have second, third, and fourth that are 6 pins away from each other. You have Nick Agnew and Gavin Robinson in 5th, 2186, and 1 pin behind them you have Tim Hardigan and Lucas Hardigan snuck in with a 463 the last game to be in 6th. You have Charles and George, who are 2 pins out. Brownlee and James Anthony, 14 pins back. Cliff Edwards, excuse me, not Carl Edwards, it's NASCAR. Rob Sanchez, 16 out. You've got Bobby and Lillian, who are in the pay most of the day. They're 18 out. And You have Lenny and Chad, who are 20 out and rounding out the top 12 because they shot a 320 the last game. There's Derek Kelly and Ben Brady. To only be 21 out of the cut. So,
We're starting payouts. We're starting payouts.
so he's doing the payout now. Starting to do the payout now. So, well, anyways, again, thank you everybody for tuning in to the stream. For those that did tune in, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm still playing around with it. Trying to do my best Mike Flanagan impression. Always striving to do better and better. So hopefully the stream went well. Hopefully it came through decent. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And again, we're going to be streaming for the benefit at the end of the month. And that's it. So I appreciate everybody watching. Have a good weekend. Be careful. Be safe. And we will see you later.
I tried to warn you in the beginning, but you did not listen. You clearly value very little in life. Either way, we thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.